If you ever hear this sound in real life, run away. Today we will go over one of the scariest audio clips ever caught on tape. This demonic laugh is not something you want to mess around with. You'll find out soon enough why, so make sure to watch till the end. Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are going to discuss one of the most terrifying audio recordings that was ever captured. Some believe that this clip has a demon in it, while others claim that this is just a person laughing. Whatever the case may be, this is definitely not a laugh that you want to hear coming from the other side of the room when you read all alone. Let us know in the comments section what you think about this demonic laugh. Is it really a person, or is there something more sinister behind it? Before we start, be sure to subscribe and press the bell icon for updates. Without further ado, let's get started. Number 10. The gruesome discovery. When Lorraine Warren and her husband Ed were called to investigate the Enfield poltergeist case in England, they never expected to capture the demonic laughter on tape. Lorraine was actually so scared that she dropped her recorder while trying to capture the ghost of a young girl named Janet. Lorraine had tried to communicate with the spirits in the home using a slate board. When suddenly the ghostly presence began to laugh, she attempted to focus on the spirit and ask it questions, but the spirit would not cooperate. It just kept laughing hysterically. Lorraine managed to capture the chilling sound of the demonic laughter on her recorder. And to this day, it remains one of the most terrifying paranormal recordings ever captured. 9. Unhinged laughter. This next audio clip comes from an unknown location. And while we don't have much information on the story behind the recording, we do know that it was posted online by a user who claimed that it was recorded by their friend at an old house. The user wrote, "My friend went to an old abandoned house to see if it was haunted. He recorded this laughter while inside, and since then he hasn't been able to sleep without the lights on. We're not sure if this is true or not, but one thing we do know is that this laughter is creepy. There's just something about the way it echoes through the darkness that sends shivers down our spines. If you ever come across an abandoned house with a history of paranormal activity, be sure to keep your distance. You never know what kind of evil spirits may be lurking inside." 8. Demon Baby. This next audio clip comes from a Reddit user who claimed that he recorded it while he was living in his apartment. At first, he thought that it was just a baby laughing, but then he realized that it was too distorted to be human. After listening to the clip, we can definitely agree with this assessment. There's something about the way that the laughter echoes and reverberates that just doesn't sound right. Plus, the fact that it seems to come from nowhere and then abruptly stops makes it even more eerie. If you ever hear this sound coming from a baby monitor, be sure to check it immediately, because it could be a sign of something truly sinister. 7. Unholy Trinity. 3 friends were hiking in the woods when they stumbled upon a clearing with an altar and 3 pentagrams drawn on the ground. As they approached the altar, they heard a voice that said, "Do you want to see something really scary?" The voice came again, this time closer up and saying, "Are you gone, nah? Run away? Or do you want to see the face of the devil?" Before any of them could respond, they heard footsteps and turned to see a shadowy figure approaching them. They tried to scream, but no sound came out, and they were frozen in place as the figure approached them. When they finally came to, they ran as fast as they could out of the woods. While we can't say for sure whether or not this is a prank or a real-life encounter with the devil himself, one thing is for sure: it's a terrifying story that will likely keep us up at night. No. 6. Ghostly laughter. One day, a young girl was playing outside when she heard some children laughing nearby. She joined in on their laughter until suddenly it turned evil and demonic. The little girl was scared, so she ran and hid. But every time she closed her eyes, she could see the faces of the demonic children and hear their evil laughter. She was eventually found by her mother, who was able to protect her from the demonic influence. However, the mother was never able to identify the source of the evil laughter, and to this day, she still wonders if her daughter would have been taken by the demons if she hadn't intervened. No. 5. Haunting hotel. A woman and her boyfriend were staying in a hotel room when they heard strange noises coming from the closet. When they opened the closet door, they saw a shadowy figure standing in front of it. Then the figure began to laugh, which sent chills down their spines. The couple quickly closed the door and locked it, but the laughter continued. They called the front desk to complain about the noise, but the staff told them that there was nothing they could do, so they were forced to spend the night in the haunted hotel room. They never found out what was making the noise, but they did manage to record it, and the audio is truly terrifying. 4. Demonic spirit. A family was eating dinner in their home when they heard a knock at the door. The father opened the door. He was greeted by a cloaked figure who began to laugh hysterically. The father slammed the door shut and locked it, but the laughter continued. He and his family huddled together in the kitchen, trying to ignore the sound, but it only got louder. Eventually, the father had enough, and he confronted the figure in the hall, told the figure to leave, but it just laughed and disappeared. He and his family were never bothered again, but they still have the recording of the demonic laughter. 3. Asylum visit. 2 men decided to visit an abandoned asylum to see if it was really as haunted as they had heard. When they entered one of the rooms, they heard a voice that said, "Get out, you're not welcome here." They ignored the voice and continued exploring the asylum, when suddenly they heard chains dragging metal moans. They quickly left the room and ran as fast as they could out of the building. One of the men later claimed that he had never run so fast in his life. They never returned to the asylum, and to this day, they still have the recording of the chains dragging and the voice warning them to leave. 2. Unexplainable sound. A group of hikers were camping in the woods when they heard a strange, unexplainable sound in the middle of the night. They recorded the sound, and after listening to it, they realized that it was definitely not normal. Some believe that the sound is the voice of a lost soul wandering in the wilderness, while others believe that it is the sound of hell itself opening up. Whatever the case may be, it is definitely a terrifying sound that will make you never enter the woods again. 1. Dark presence. A man and his girlfriend were relaxing in their home when they felt a dark presence enter the room. They tried to ignore it, but it quickly became more apparent. They heard whispers and footsteps, and then they saw a shadow figure standing in the corner. They were so scared that they called the priest, but when he arrived, he was unable to perform an exorcism because he could not identify the source of the dark energy. To this day, they still live in fear of the dark presence in their home, and they have the recording of its laughter to remind them of their misfortune. We hope you enjoyed these scary stories and audio clips. Which one was the scariest to you? Let us know in the comments below. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching.